Imagine a crisp autumn day. The sun hangs low, casting golden light over a sprawling military base. Flags snap in the breeze, their colors bright against the sky. Veterans in sharp uniforms mingle, their chests heavy with medals. Laughter and stories fill the air. It's a day of pride, a celebration of service. Families gather, kids running between booths, clutching tiny American flags. The smell of grilled food drifts through the crowd. A band plays a patriotic tune, the notes carrying. Over the chatter, in the heart of this scene stands a woman. She's alone, unnoticed. Her name is Elena. She's in her late 50s, maybe older. Her face is lined, but her eyes are sharp. She wears a faded jacket, loose jeans, and worn boots. No military gear, no visible rank, just a quiet figure blending into the background. She's not here for attention. She's here to remember. Elena moves through the crowd slowly. Her steps are deliberate, almost cautious. She pauses at a memorial display, her fingers brushing a plaque listing names of fallen SEALs. Her expression softens, a flicker of pain crossing her face. Nobody notices. To them, she's just another visitor, maybe a curious civilian. But then, something shifts. Two military police officers cut through the crowd. Their faces are hard, their strides purposeful. The crowd parts, sensing trouble. People turn, curious, as the officers zero in on Elena. "Ma'am," one says, his voice like steel. "Step away from the display." Elena turns, calm but alert. The second officer steps closer. "You're under arrest," he says. Impersonating a Navy SEAL is a federal offense. The words land like a punch. Handcuffs click around her wrists. The crowd gasps, a wave of shock rippling outward. Whispers erupt. A SEAL? Her? No way. The accusation hangs heavy. Impersonating. A SEAL isn't just a lie, it's a betrayal. SEALs are legends, forged in grueling training, tested in impossible missions. They're the best of the best. And this woman? She doesn't fit the image. She's not young, not muscular, not covered. In military gear, her hair is graying, pulled back simply. Her clothes are ordinary, almost shabby. The crowd murmurs, some shaking their heads. "She's too old," one says. "A woman? No chance," another mutters. Someone points to her arm. A tattoo peeks from under her sleeve. A trident, the SEAL emblem, etched in faded ink. It's intricate, weathered by time. But the crowd dismisses it. "Fake," a man scoffs. "You can get that done anywhere." The officers nod, their eyes narrow. They've seen this before. People chasing glory, wearing unearned symbols. They demand her ID, her service records. Elena stays silent. Not a word, not a protest. Her face is unreadable, but her eyes burn with something deep. Pride, pain, maybe both. The officers tug her toward a security tent. The crowd follows, a mix of curiosity and judgment. Some jeer, their voices sharp. "Fraud," one calls out. "Disrespectful," another adds. The humiliation is thick, pressing down on Elena. You can almost feel it, her heart pounding, the sting of every stare. Yet she doesn't flinch. She walks with a quiet dignity, her shoulders straight. It's as if she's faced worse than this. Her silence isn't weakness, it's strength. You start to wonder, why isn't she defending herself? What's she hiding? There's a story here, locked behind those steady eyes. The tension builds, pulling you in. You want to know more. Who is this woman? What's the truth she's carrying? Let's step back. Let's talk about Elena's world before this moment. Decades ago, she was different. Young, fierce, unbreakable. She grew up in a small town, the kind where everyone knows your name. Her father was a veteran, a Marine who told stories of courage. Her mother was a nurse, tough but kind. Elena was their only child, raised on grit and dreams. She wasn't like other kids. While they played games, she ran obstacle courses in the backyard. She read books about soldiers, explorers, heroes. By 16, she knew her path. She wanted to serve. Not just serve, push the limits. The Navy SEALs called to her. It wasn't just a job, it was a calling. But there was a problem. Back then, women weren't SEALs. The program was brutal, exclusive, male only. People told her it was impossible. "You're dreaming too big," they said. Elena didn't listen. She trained in secret. She swam in freezing rivers, ran miles before dawn, lifted weights in a garage. Her body grew strong, her mind sharper. At 18, She enlisted in the Navy. She didn't tell anyone her real goal. She worked hard, excelled in every test. Her superiors noticed. She was relentless, precise. Then, a whisper reached her, a classified program. The Navy was testing something new. A small, secret group. Women in covert ops, trained like SEALs, but hidden from the world. Elena was chosen. She didn't hesitate. The training was hell. Endless swims in icy waters. Nights without sleep. Drills that broke stronger men. But Elena thrived. She earned her trident, not just as a symbol, but as a mark of her soul. Her missions were shadows, rescues, recon, ops no one could talk about. Her name was erased from records. Her team was a ghost. That tattoo was her only proof. Years passed. The program ended. Her mission stayed classified. Elena faded into civilian life. She didn't seek fame. She worked quiet jobs, mechanic, teacher, librarian. She lived simply, her past buried. But the trident stayed on her arm, a reminder of who she was. She never spoke of it. Not to friends, not to family. The world moved on, and she let it. Until that day at the military event. Someone saw her tattoo. Someone doubted her. They reported her, thinking she was a liar. Now, she's in handcuffs, her truth questioned. The crowd's judgment burns, but Elena's been through worse. She's faced danger, loss, betrayal. This is just noise. Back to the scene. The officers lead Elena to the tent. The crowd presses closer, their voices a mix of scorn and curiosity. The air is tense, electric. Elena's face stays calm, but her eyes hold stories, battles fought, lives saved, secrets kept. The officers are confident, sure they've caught a fraud. They start questioning her. Name your unit, one demands. Show us proof, the other says. Elena says nothing. Her silence frustrates them. You're making it worse, an officer snaps. The crowd murmurs louder. Some feel sorry for her now. She looks small, alone. But there's something about her, a quiet power. You can't look away. You feel it, her strength, her resolve. She's not broken. She's waiting. Then, a stir in the crowd. A new figure approaches. His uniform is crisp, metals gleaming under the sun. His face is weathered, his eyes sharp. He's an admiral, a man of authority. The crowd quiets, stepping back. He walks straight to Elena, ignoring the officers. His gaze lands on her arm. The tattoo, that trident, faded but unmistakable. He stops, his breath catching. He's seen that mark before, not in a tattoo shop, but in the field, on warriors who risked everything. He steps closer, his voice low. Let me see that, he says. The officers hesitate, but obey. Elena lifts her sleeve slightly. The trident glows in the light, its lines telling a story of sacrifice. The admiral's eyes narrow. He leans in, studying it. Then, he whispers to an officer. That tattoo's real. The words are soft, but they hit like thunder. The crowd freezes. The officers blink, confused. Sir, one stammers. The admiral's voice grows firm. That tattoo, it's real. She's no imposter. The air changes. Doubt turns to shock. Whispers fade to silence. The admiral knows something. That trident isn't just ink. It's a badge, earned in ways most can't imagine. He turns to Elena, his voice softer now. What's your name, sailor? He asks. She pauses, her eyes meeting his. Elena, she says simply. No rank, no story, just her name. The officers scramble, checking their records again. Nothing, no trace of her. But the admiral doesn't need records. He's seen that tattoo in places most haven't. Classified ops, forgotten missions. He knows what it means. The admiral steps back, addressing the officers. Release her, he says. His tone leaves no room for argument. The cuffs come off. Elena rubs her wrists, her face still calm. The crowd's mood shifts. Some look ashamed, others awed. The officers mumble apologies. Ma'am, we didn't know, one says. Elena nods, saying nothing. She doesn't need their regret. She's not here for it. The admiral watches her, a faint smile on his face. He sees her for who she is, a hero, hidden in plain sight. He doesn't push her to speak. He doesn't need to. That tattoo speaks. For her, let's dive into the admiral's mind for a moment. He's seen decades of service. He's met countless warriors, some famous, some forgotten. That trident tattoo, it's rare. Not the kind you find in a parlor. It's specific, etched for a select few. a mark of covert ops. He remembers stories, whispers in the Navy. A secret program, women trained as SEALs, their names erased. He never met them, but he heard the rumors. Missions so dangerous they were buried. Heroes who vanished into civilian life. Seeing Elena's tattoo brings it all back. He knows she's one of them. He feels respect, maybe regret. Regret that her story was hidden, that she faced this moment of doubt. He wants to honor her, but he sees her silence. She doesn't want the spotlight. He respects that. Elena's past unfolds in fragments now. Picture her younger self. A woman in her 20s, swimming through freezing waves, her lungs burning. She's in training, surrounded by men twice her size. They doubt her, laugh at her, but she outlasts them. She carries gear heavier than her body, runs miles without stopping. Her first mission? A rescue in hostile waters. Her team infiltrates, silent as shadows. They save lives, disappear before dawn. Another mission, recon in a war zone. Bullets fly, but she's steady, her mind sharp. She saves her team, earns that trident. Each mission carves her soul, but no one knows. Her name stays hidden. She's a ghost, even to her country. That tattoo is her only mark, a silent vow. Back to the present. The crowd watches Elena now, their judgment gone. Some whisper apologies. Others stare in awe. A young veteran approaches, hesitant. "Ma'am, were you really a SEAL?" he asks. Elena smiles faintly. "I served," she says. That's all she gives. She doesn't need to explain. The Admiral nods to her, a silent salute. He knows she won't tell her story. Not here, not now, maybe never. The officers step back, their faces red. The crowd parts as Elena walks away. Her steps are slow, steady. She doesn't look back. The trident on her arm catches the light one last time, then disappears under her sleeve. The event resumes, but it's different now. People talk about her, their voices soft, respectful. A hero walked among them, and they almost missed her. Let's reflect. Elena's story isn't just hers. It's the story of countless heroes hidden in plain sight. People who serve, sacrifice, and fade away. They don't wear medals. They don't seek fame. Their courage lives in quiet moments, in a tattoo, a memory, a choice to keep going. Think about your life. Who's the hero you've overlooked? The teacher who pushed you, the neighbor who served quietly, the parent who carried pain you never saw? Their stories don't shout. They whisper. Elena's tattoo was her truth, but it's also a reminder. Courage doesn't always look like you expect. It's in the ordinary, the unnoticed. It's in the people who carry on, even when the world doubts them. Let's go deeper. Why do stories like Elena's matter? They remind us of sacrifice, of resilience, of the cost of freedom. SEALs, soldiers, first responders, they give everything. Some, like Elena, give in silence. Their names aren't in history books. Their missions don't make headlines. But their impact? It's in every breath we take, every safe day we live. Elena could have fought back, shouted her truth. She didn't. She let her tattoo speak. That's power. That's strength. It makes you wonder, how many Elenas are out there? How many heroes walk past us, their stories untold? It's humbling. It's inspiring. Think about tattoos for a moment. They're more than ink. They're stories, etched into skin. A soldier's tattoo might mark a battle. A mother's might honor a child. A survivor's might scream defiance. Elena's trident was her life, her pain, her pride, her proof. It wasn't for show. It was for her. When the crowd doubted her, that tattoo didn't waver. It held her truth. Maybe you have a mark like that. Not on your skin, but in your heart. A moment, a choice, a scar that says, "I survived." That's what Elena's story teaches us. Our truth doesn't need applause. It just needs to be ours. Let's circle back to the event. Hours later, the crowd is still buzzing. Elena's gone, but her story lingers. The young veteran who asked her question? He's telling his friends. She was real, he says, his voice full of wonder. A kid nearby overhears, clutching his tiny flag. He doesn't understand, but he feels it. Something big happened. The Admiral stands by the memorial, his thoughts heavy. He's thinking of his own career, the heroes he's known. Elena's one of them, but different. She didn't need recognition. She just needed to be there, to honor her fallen team. He respects that. He'll carry her story, too. What about the officers? They're quiet now, their confidence shaken. They judge too fast, assume too much. They're learning a lesson. Don't rush to judge. Look closer. Listen. They'll be better for it. The crowd, too, is different. Some feel guilty for jeering. Others feel inspired. A woman in the back, maybe a veteran herself, wipes a tear. She gets it. She's carried her own silent battles. Elena's story touched her, reminded her she's not alone. That's the power of a moment like this. It ripples. It changes people. Let's talk to you, the listener. You're here, hearing this story. Maybe it's just another video, but maybe it's more. Maybe it's a call to notice the people around you. The quiet ones, the ones who don't boast. They might be carrying stories bigger than you know. Think about your life. Who's the Elena you've met? The person who surprised you, who carried a truth you didn't see. Share their story in the comments. Let's honor them. Let's honor Elena. Hit that like button if her courage moved you. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more stories like this. Stories of heroes, hidden in plain sight. Let's go further. What makes a hero? Is it the medals? The missions? Or is it something deeper? Elena didn't need a uniform to prove her worth. She didn't need records or applause. Her hero's heart was in her actions, her silence, her tattoo. That's what we can learn from her. You don't need to be loud to be strong. You don't need fame to make a difference. Maybe you're a hero in your own way. Maybe you fought battles no one sees. Maybe your tattoo is a kind word, a hard choice, a moment you kept going. Elena's story is a mirror. It shows us our own strength. Let's imagine Elena now. She's home, maybe in a small apartment. It's quiet, simple. A few photos on the wall, her team, her past. She's not thinking about the event. She's not angry at the crowd or the officers. She's at peace. Her trident tattoo catches the light as she pours a cup of coffee. She smiles faintly, remembering her team, her missions. She doesn't need the world to know. She knows. That's enough. But her story? It's out there now, spreading. People are talking, inspired. Her silence spoke louder than any speech. Let's end with a challenge. Look around today. Find the unsung hero in your life. Maybe it's a friend, a coworker, a stranger. Ask their story. Listen. You might be surprised. Elena's story started with doubt, but it ended with truth. Let's make sure the heroes around us don't stay hidden. Share this video. Comment your thoughts. Let's keep these stories alive. Because every hero, like Elena, deserves to be seen. Even if it's just in a whisper, in a tattoo, in a moment that changes everything.